Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. It's Friday, March 10th, 2023. And we begin with a question. When is a pet not a pet? A Texas woman is facing a hefty fine after state parks and wildlife officials discovered a full-grown alligator living in her backyard. It turns out the pet, named Tiwa, had been living there for 20 years. The woman says she got the reptile from a zoo and has been raising the nearly 8-foot gator since it was a hatchling. However, Texas law requires an alligator farmer permit for anyone wanting to keep live alligators, which the woman did not have and which are apparently not easy to get. Authorities admit that while Tiwa appeared well taken care of, there is always a risk when wild animals become too comfortable with people. Tiwa is now settling into a new home with fellow gators at the nearby Animal World and Snake Farm Zoo. Right now, California is in the midst of yet another atmospheric river, which means several inches of rain in some places, several feet of snow in others. It's been storm after storm and rescue after rescue, among them that of a sweet tooth-loving grandpa. 81-year-old Jerry Duray recently set out for a 3-hour drive home in the eastern Sierra. Good weather turned to bad, and he ended up stuck in a snowbank. With nighttime temps dropping into the teens and more snow falling, the former NASA employee, mathematician, and according to his grandson Christian, very smart man, survived for nearly a week thanks to his stash of croissants, candy, and cookies, all of which he washed down with snow. He also periodically turned on the engine to warm up. Rescuers in a helicopter eventually spotted his car and transported him to an area hospital where he was released after just a few hours. Christian says remarkably, his grandpa is doing great despite the ordeal. Great Britain has a new prince and princess. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's children, 3-year-old Archie and 1-year-old Lilibet, will now officially go by these fancy new titles. Until as recently as Wednesday, the royal family's website still referred to them as Master and Miss, even though, according to a spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, the children's titles have been a birthright since their grandfather, King Charles, became monarch. The royal couple, now living in California, first used the new titles following Lilibet's christening last Friday. Members of the royal family were reportedly invited to the ceremony, but did not attend. In other KidNuz notes, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is recovering at a Washington, D.C. hospital from a concussion he suffered after tripping and falling at a hotel on Wednesday night. President Biden tweeted his hopes for a speedy recovery to the 81-year-old senator, who is expected to be back at work next week. In music news, another K-pop group is topping the charts. According to Guinness World Records, Blackpink has officially become the most streamed female band on Spotify, with 8.8 billion streams. Next month, the superstar quartet will continue to make history as the first Asian act to headline the popular Coachella Music Festival. And Hollywood is getting ready for its biggest night of the year. At Sunday's Academy Awards, the industry's biggest stars step out for a night of glitz and glamour, celebrating the best movies from the past year. And for the first time in over 60 years, the iconic red carpet leading celebrities into the ceremony will instead be champagne-colored. In other Oscar news, Lady Gaga will attend the show, but not perform Hold My Hand, her song from Top Gun Maverick that's up for an award. Gaga told the show's producers that since she's been busy shooting a film, she felt like she couldn't perform it up to her own standards. You can catch the ceremony live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That's it for KidNuz. Now, the KidNuz quiz. After getting stuck in a snowstorm, what sweets did an 81-year-old grandpa survive on for nearly a week? Croissants, candy, and cookies. What surprising discovery did Texas officials find in a woman's backyard? An 8-foot pet alligator. The Oscars' iconic red carpet will now be the color of what? Champagne. How many streams did the K-pop band Blackpink get on Spotify for a new world record? 8.8 billion. In our Kid News Kicker, it's that time again. On Saturday night, before you go to bed, don't forget to set your clocks 1 hour ahead as we spring forward for daylight saving time. While it's true we'll lose an hour of sleep, we'll also gain an extra hour of daylight in the afternoon. Meanwhile, lawmakers' ongoing debate over this twice-a-year time change continues. Last year, the Senate proposed a bill that would end the practice and instead make daylight saving time permanent. The proposal passed in the Senate but didn't get voted on in the House, so it will have to start over again in the new Congress. Before we go, we want to shout out our terrific Kid News teachers, starting with Mrs. Murray and her Eagles at Belmont Central Elementary in Belmont, North Carolina. Mrs. DeCosmo and her All-Stars at Violet Elementary in St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Mrs. Mitchell and her Pirates at Clymer Central School in Clymer, New York. To California for Ms. Escobedo and her Wildcats at Williamson Elementary School in Rancho Cordova. And Mr. Cardinale and his Leopards at La Entrada Middle School in Menlo Park. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to check out our Week in Review quiz in the extra credit section of our website. And if you signed up for the Kid News Club, look for our word search in your emails. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here for more Kid News Monday morning.